bags were horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Tuesday night reviewer. And for this evening I decided to bring you a review of the, I think it's 2009 movie, Pandorum, starring Dennis Quaid and Ben Foster. So this is a set in space movie. So basically the Earth is pretty much in a real mess. And the human race needs to basically move. Now they find this other planet like many light years away, and so they send this ship out to basically start a new colony there. So they take everything that they kind of need from Earth. They have all the plants, all animals, all like the DNA, all this basically to start again. But what happens, we follow Ben Foster and he wakes up in his, basically kind of like a cryotube, and he's completely disorientated. He doesn't know what's going on, because there's these crew rotations, and there's been no one there to go and kind of collect him, to tell him what's going on, so he doesn't even know his own name. He's so disorientated, doesn't know what job he was doing. But then that slowly comes back to him throughout the movie. Anyway, he manages to find Dennis Quaid, who's I think the captain. He's the next in charge for this rotation, and they're trying to get to the bridge with the ship, which they can't do. So they're in this room that's just outside, and basically Dennis Quaid, he's like telling him where he needs to go, because he needs to basically, I think, like restart, basically like a restart for the ship, because the ship has got many errors. So Dennis Quaid tells Ben Foster where to go. So Ben Foster sets off on this like adventure throughout the ship, where he comes across like different people. You have there's people that have woken up at different times, so you don't know how long this ship has been going for. And so he's coming across different people. There's like people, he's finding bodies and stuff like that, and slowly he's piecing back together more and more of what's going on. There also appears to be these kind of aliens on the ship, which are trying to track everyone down. Basically, they have like these cannibalistic tendencies. And so he actually finds gets this kind of like this rabble team together. There's this woman who's like what's she like? Not microfarmer, microbiologist or something like that. But she was in charge of like all the plant life, basically. And then you get this other guy, he doesn't speak English, so the communication is hard. But that's the thing, you've got people from all over the world on this huge spacecraft that he's going to set up somewhere else. But while this is going on, Dennis Quaid, he finds someone else who's trying to get to him, and it's this younger guy who's kind of like freaking out. So Dennis Quaid's kind of keeping calm all the time. But they heard of this, they keep talking about this space sickness, basically is what it is. And they're kind of, people like freaking out, they get the shakes, and then they just kind of lose all track of reality and kind of go a bit mad sort of thing. And there's this story about this, there's this other ship, and someone with this sickness actually jettisoned all of the life pods. All the life pods, it was jettisoned all of the cryotubes, basically, so everyone is floating around in space forever, because there's like thousands and thousands of these things and they never get recovered. Anyway, we're carrying on. We like as you kind of figure out how it is, like coming towards the end of the film, it's like they're fine where they really need to be, and of course this is where all the aliens, supposed aliens, sleep. And we actually find out throughout the movie that they're not aliens, that they're actually people that there was these, basically this chemical or this gas that was like pumped in to their cryotubes. It was something that it was to prepare for like the planet, like the slight differences in atmosphere and things like that. And it actually caused a mutation with the DNA, basically. And so, yeah, it makes them pretty bad. It's turned them into like these, like I said, these different, like the genetically modified people. I was going to say aliens, but they're not. Obviously, the only source of food appears to be like people. So they even eat each other. Like when one becomes injured or something like that, they all dive on them. So that's how they try and survive. And yeah, so it basically comes to like they're all fighting to restart the ship. And then they make their way back to the bridge, and you find out that the young guy that Dennis Quaid is kind of arguing with and fighting with all the time is actually him, and he's suffering from this space sickness. And so they open up, like they get back to the bridge, and there's like they're saying like humanity is lost, like everything's lost, human race. They got these messages to say that Earth basically died. It kind of, there's no one left there. And he's like, well, there's no one left anywhere. It's like, they don't know where they are. They're in hell or something like that, because they open up the big window and there's no stars or anything. It's just pitch black. And it takes a while, but then they start seeing these little luminescent things. And it turns out they're actually on the planet. They're just under the ocean. Yeah, so that's kind of a bit of a thing at the end. I must admit, it's kind of cheesy, that ending, and like how it all is, that hey, almost everyone's all okay, kind of. It would have been much better, like a much darker ending, I think. But it's kind of how it is. It's like, you know, how this was kind of before films decided to get a little bit braver and they're figuring out that they could do darker endings. This was one of those with very bad CGI, happy ending sort of thing. But yeah, this is one where I've seen a couple of times, and it's always I've left wanting. It doesn't dive into stuff enough, and it's a bit too, I don't know, a little bit too polished for what it is. Yeah. There's another movie now that I cannot think of the name of, by the guy, was it Neil Marshall? He does, is it Outland? I think it is. It's like, I think it's in the UK, where like Scotland is all kind of, you don't go there, everyone's a bit crazy, kind of cannibal sort of thing. And the England is the place that's safe. I think it's not Outland, something like that. But it's the Neil Marshall one, the guy that did Dog Soldiers. And this has feelings of that. I think they're actually done around the same time. Maybe this one came a little bit after. It has kind of vibes of that. But that's one that I felt it's too, I don't know, just I don't click with them. They feel too big, too polished. And maybe these films should be like smaller budget or like more grungier. I don't know. It's just, the film doesn't suck me in. But anyway, that's the end of the review. I hope you liked it, and I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you. Goodbye.